I saved this video for the end, and I'm going to keep it short for a reason, and that's just because I want to make an important point about headlines. Headlines, I might ask you, I say, why do we put headlines on stories? What's the reason for it? And most every one of you will tell me the reason we put headlines on stories is so that people know what they want to read. And so the question is just trying to decide how I want that. So that people know what they want to read. And the case is my answer is no. It's not so people know what they want to read. It's so people know what they don't want to read. You're putting headlines on so they know, I don't want to read that. And the reason I say that is because a newspaper has, or a website, a blog, a TV news site, a radio website, any of these things have 50, 60, 70 stories. And so what's happening is you're reading these, and you know perfectly well that you have 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you're looking for something to read, and if it doesn't interest you, you're not going to read it. And so you read the headline, and if it doesn't interest you, you're moving on. And so what happens is, if you make your headlines too boring, people aren't going to want to read them. End of story. If you put a headline on that says something like, Council approves new measure. Oh my goodness. Wake me up when I'm done, when that story's over. I don't care. But if you say something like, council, maybe what the council has gone out is they've gone out to create, the new measure is a measure about, building regulations. If you put on a headline like building in Springfield just got more expensive, or council messes with the way business is being done, or council to reverse flow of roads, or if you design that instead of council updates traffic plan, well, that's probably true, but it doesn't really grab your attention and make you want to read it. And so part of the trick of being a good headline writer is to take that lead. That lead is the thing that you think people are going to want to read, and you're going to want to find a headline that grabs that same essence of information, where it finds something interesting in the story. And sometimes I usually try to, when I would write headlines, I usually try to stay away from the headline too much, or from the lead too much, because people might, if you engage them on some other topic, they'll read the lead and they'll get that information fairly quickly anyway. But the case is that you want to get something that is of some great importance, or that's very interesting and makes them go, hey, this impacts my life. Hey, this is something I want to read about. You want them to not just go, that sounds boring. You want them to actually pick it up and begin reading. It's the writer's responsibility then to keep them engaged. Your responsibility is to get them to actually read some stories. The writer's responsibility is to keep them engaged. And those are two different responsibilities. And as an editor, your job is also to get the writer to keep them engaged, but, that's a whole other thing.